Hello, it is Friday, May 13th, 2022. I'm Chris Remo, and welcome back to the New York Times Crossword Daily Solve. Now, there's a fairly significant mea culpa here. If you watched yesterday's Wordle video, you may have noticed that the audio didn't record properly. I'm on my remote setup, and the microphone wasn't capturing audio. And so today, I went out of my way to ensure I didn't make that mistake again, which did work for the Wordle recording, which is fine. But somehow, still, for today's crossword video, which is a much bigger issue, the audio didn't record. So I have a full solve of today's Friday themeless crossword with no audio accompaniment. I'm very sorry about that. And I simply don't have time today to record an entire additional audio track on top of that. So I'll have to, I suppose I'll speed up the video a bit and maybe put some music over it. I don't really know what else to do. I'll re-record audio of myself doing yesterday's clues, since that's just a couple minutes in length. But other than that, I just don't know. I don't know what other option I have. I'm very sorry. I'll do my best to ensure this doesn't happen again. I'm slightly baffled since I went out of my way to address it this time. But anyway, no luck. So I'll introduce the puzzle at least. This is a Friday themeless New York Times crossword constructed by Brooke Husick and Namjin Yoon. I think I recognize those names as previous collaborators. Each of them has done a good solid handful of puzzles before, so fairly experienced constructors. And this is a themeless puzzle, so our first of two themeless for the week. And it was edited, as always, by Will Shorts. So here's your unconventional sort of silent solve, I suppose, of today's New York Times crossword. I hope you enjoy. And again, I'm very sorry about this. Promise tomorrow we'll be back to normal. All right. All right, so with the, with the conclusion of that strange solve today, here are some clues from yesterday's puzzle. They several comments dealt with the difference between a diaeresis and an umlaut, which of course was central to yesterday's puzzle, the two dots above certain letters. There were a number of comments about this, so I'll just read. Well, first I'll read the chronologically the first one posted by Michael Gerlach, who says, the diaeresis indicates that there are two vowel sounds instead of a combined sound, so naive rather than knave, and then N-A-I-V-E with a diaeresis over the I. The umlaut indicates that it is a different vowel sound entirely, so you and you with an umlaut are different sounds in German, for example. The two dots in Haagen-Dazs seems to be neither of these, and more of a heavy metal umlaut in function, so more of a decorative element. And the one in Bronte is also contentious, in my opinion, since it doesn't really serve either function, and from cursory research, it appears that the father of the Bronte sisters, born Patrick Brunty, B-R-U-N-T-Y, changed his name to be spelled that way for not quite clear reasons. But they all look the same. And that's interesting about Bronte, I didn't know that. Alan Aitan, who posted another long comment, I'll just read a bit because some of it was redundant with Michael Gerlach's, says, diaeresis comes from an ancient Greek word for separation and was used in pretty much the same way it is used today, to mark that a vowel should be pronounced separately and not form a digraph with another letter. So naive isn't pronounced like raise or maze. The I should be set on its own. And then finally, Alexis C. has another bit of nuance here, explaining the diacritical mark in Hawaii is called an okina. When Hawaii became a state, it was officially listed without the okina, so that's why it's not used consistently. So thank you for that, Alexis C. That's very interesting. And then moving on to other clues, Speichel says, because you completed 27 down at the same time you fully discovered the theme, you forgot to check the answer. 27 down, where one might sit for a spell, is answered B, as in a spelling bee. You may sit and spell at a bee, a spelling bee. So thank you for that, Speichel. And then Labelle24 has quoted a bit more of the poem that was clued, Do I Dare Disturb the Universe? Do I dare disturb the universe? In a minute there is time for decisions and revisions, which a minute will reverse. This comes from the T.S. Eliot poem, The Love Song of J. Alfred Prufrock. It's my favorite poem, says Labelle24, so thank you for that. And then finally, Brian Spurrier explains a spore, S-P-O-O-R, is really any trace left by an animal. So scent in the clue probably meant metaphorically scent as in tracking. And for a bonus etymology fact, and one close to me, it comes from spurn, meaning ankle, which is related to spur, the metal spikes on riding boots one of my ancestors once made, which makes sense given the name Brian Spurrier. So Spurrier, someone who manufactures spurs. That's very interesting. Thank you, Brian. So thank you to everybody who left those comments. I hope you enjoyed that. I did. A lot of good etymological information today. And I'll be back tomorrow for the Saturday New York Times crossword, and I really, really very much hope I will not have yet another audio issue tomorrow. I don't know why this keeps happening. I'll do my best. Thank you for being patient with me, or not. If you aren't here, I couldn't blame you for that. And didn't do my whole Patreon and subscription routine today, but thank you to everybody who has backed the Patreon campaign, and thank you to everybody who subscribed to the channel. I will hopefully see you again tomorrow for the Saturday puzzle, and until that point, please do have an excellent remainder of your Friday. Take care.